morning, everyone. It's the grass-fed black girl. Hopefully you can hear me because you hear the lawnmower. So hopefully you can hear me over the lawnmower. But I'm trying to get things out despite sound. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have the time. So, and when I had walked around to her yard, she was like, "Yeah, I'm getting ready to cut my grass," and I was like, "Dang," because I'm about to record this video. So, you got to go with what you can. And I have a pot of pasta on the stove that I'm making, but isn't ready yet. So I decided to come try to make this real quick without having to stop or anything like that. So I received this package from a person who started following me on YouTube, Tawnya Bair, and then they ended up finding me on Instagram. I'm not sure if they came to me from Tiff over at Stud in the City. Go check her out. If you can, make sure you can check her out. Her YouTube is phenomenal. Instagram is phenomenal. Always a positive word and message. So please check out Tiff Stud in the City. So I have a package. Wow. So, all these things, when I open them up, I don't know what's in them, don't know what I'm going to be receiving. Sometimes I have a general idea, like they're like, "Oh, I'm going to send you seeds," but of course I don't know what kind or anything like that. So she had messaged me and was like, I was going to get it out to you sooner, but I wanted to do something for you first. Look at this. My heart is so moved. This to me is confirmation that I'm on the right path. This to me is confirmation for me to trust myself, to believe in myself, to know that, what I went through before doesn't have to dictate, who I am now. My vibe is just completely different. Abundance is surrounding me. Like, to be thought of in this way, coming from a place where, I didn't think of myself as deserving, or that other humans can be as, beautiful to me, because I wasn't being beautiful to myself, and because I wasn't being beautiful myself, I was hurting people. And now that I'm just, you always hear me talk about the things that I've been through, the traumatic experience that I had last year, 2019, and as traumatic as that experience was, it brought me to where I needed to be. I would not have the relationships I have right now if I did not go through that traumatic experience. That catalyst, the thing that changed my life. And I am so grateful. And it teaches you, that despite what you've gone through, no matter how hard it may seem, there is a light. Even if you can't see the light, there is a light. Look at this. All of that reflection came from someone just being just grateful and thoughtful to me. So as you can see, it's like little succulents. And what this person doesn't know is that the people that are closest to me, two of the people that are closest to me, crochet, hand knit, they do all these kinds of things. So when I show them, they're going to be like, holy cow, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy, because there are people, this is like pure confirmation, because there are people in my life who do this. There are people in my life who do this. And I'm just, you see, I'm just so overjoyed, so thankful. I'm so grateful to have been thought of like this. That's all I can say, y'all. It says, "Happy growing. I hope you like this plant that I made you to get you through the winter." Tawnya, like, to be thought of in a way, to have people express themselves, and to be able to express themselves, and I am the recipient. Like, my mind is blown. God is good. Life is amazing. That's what we all need to know. So here are the seeds that came. So like I said, I knew I was going to be receiving seeds, but I didn't know that I was going to receive a handmade gift. You know what I'm saying? And the value of someone taking the time that they don't get back, to do an amazing thing like this for me. Like, I'm just mind blown. Whew, okay. So let's get to the seeds after all that. Like, wow. So this is Golden Cross corn from Bentley Seeds. And I love this because people put me on to things that I've never heard. Like, even if I Google, like, seed companies, I never seen that before. You know what I'm saying? Burpee spinach, Bloomsdale. My Bloomsdale spinach from Livingston seeds that I got from Meg over at Seed the Fork. Another person, follow them. Amazing. This gardening community is just one that has, like, blown my mind. I didn't even know I had space in the world, but God was like, hey, I'm going to show you some things. So this is a midnight garden mix, and what I also love is that these are seeds from companies that I am familiar with. Hudson Valley Seed Co. So because I'm familiar with this company, you may not be familiar with this seed company. So now I'm imparting information to you. So yes, Hudson Valley Seed. Was something really cool about them is this looks like one of their art packs, and they have artists that do certain packs of seeds that resonate with them and things like that. I have some stuff from them. That's how I know. So these are Oregon sugar pod peas. It says good freezer, great stir fried. I love that this packaging gives you, like, small information, like, okay, it's good frozen, because someone that's new to this might not know that. You know what I'm saying? Might not know that this is a pea that's good for stir frying. Believe me, when I tell you I live in an area and I say or bring up certain things, they're like, what is that? And that's a teachable moment, not a condemnable moment, because not only myself with perspective, but other people have to understand that we are in a space where we were not allowed to know that these things exist. The only fresh food that we knew came from a grocery store. You know, like, that's why when things flower, like when I found out collard greens flowered and had a yellow flower, if I hadn't grown that for myself, I wouldn't have known it. People around here aren't, like, going out to farms and things like that just because. Like, it has to be a general interest there or something, you know? So all the work that I'm doing, the things that you're blessing me with, the farmers market down the street, things like that are bringing awareness. Another thing, these are all, I'm plugging everybody because that's what I know I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to give love, and love is going to be given to me regardless. So the farmers market the Capital Market 20743, they're just amazing, doing amazing things for our community, showing people in my area, in my community, what's available to them, because things have been taken from us. Like, you know, my whole premise is because I live in an area that does not have a grocery store. So we have some oxheart carrots right here. Definitely finna plant these. I got a whole bunch of carrots planted, some in a 7-gallon container, and some with some radishes in a 15-gallon container. I probably have like 2 or 3 more 15-gallon containers, and I'm gonna just plant a bunch of different carrots and stuff. Seeds for Southern sowing. So Southern Charm, I've never, Fairy Morse though. I have Fairy Morse seeds, but I've never seen this packaging. But radish, you know, every time a radish come up, y'all know how I feel about radish. Okay, so echinacea, purple cornflower, like this is, cone flower. This is amazing because look at these freaking seeds. Can y'all see the way they look? Like, that's wild. I've never seen seeds look like that before. Oh my goodness. I got me a Moon and Stars watermelon. Let me tell y'all, this is in my cart on Baker Creek. Y'all had the donations y'all have blessed me with. I was like, I'm gonna just go ahead and buy me like $100-something worth of seeds, you know, so that way, because I want, so many people now are asking me, like, you know, how do you do this? How do you do that? Like, and I didn't even know that was for me. I didn't even know that I could teach people something. Like, that's how much I did not believe in myself. I did not trust myself for anything. I never knew that I would receive messages from people, from me asking them to help them plant things. I never knew that the words, oh, this is easy, would come out of my mouth. And the only reason why that became easy is because I did the work. I did the work to understand, to know, because it's something that I needed to do. It's something that it just, like I said, it just has to be done. So I have this in my car on Big Creek Seeds, and this is just to have this, like I said, confirmation. I look at things like this as confirmation, words, things that have appeared, things that have appeared previously, and then are coming back again. I look at them as confirmation to know that I'm on the right path, because that's what I have to do for myself, for forward movement, to help ease my mind. So this is the Alma paprika pepper. Yes, borage. I have borage in my cart as well. Look at that. Holy basil, tulsi, very good for tea and things like that. And then last but definitely not least, we have some nasturtiums, edible flowers. You can eat these. Let me tell you something. Things that people don't understand, or things that, reasons why I want to teach the reasons why I want to teach the kids financial literacy through agriculture is to show them, like, not only do I watch tons of YouTubes that are making like $200,000 a year on 1 acre, a quarter acre, like on small land. Not only do I do that, but it's like these children can know that nasturtiums are edible flowers. They don't know that, number one, unless they're going to be taught. Number two, edible flowers can be expensive at the market. So imagine you growing your own, or imagine me, for instance, knowing my god sister is a bartender, and say she's not hip to this information, but maybe I can impart it on her and be like, look, like, you can start adding these to your little drinks and doing this and doing that, or candying them, or doing whatever. Like, one thing blossoms into so many things, and you might not even be aware to realize it, but you have to be present, and you have to know that these things are happening for a reason. They're coming to you for a reason. Like, this information I'm learning is here for a reason. Like I said, to impart onto others, even though I was scared, even though I didn't believe in myself. God gave this to me. God told me, this is your calling. This is your passion. This is your purpose. Like, he fine-tuned it for me. He gave it to me 10 years ago. You see what I'm saying? And I didn't know anything of what I know now. But he fine-tuned it, because I was in the food. I was in the restaurant businesses. I used to be vegan. I used to do these things. But I wasn't coming at it from this standpoint. But that information I knew back then is the same information that I can carry with me now, to know that, oh, this will be a great market for this. You know what I'm saying? That's why I grow the things that I grow. It's a niche market. I know I'm sounding a little all over the place, because in my head I sound a little all over the place. But what I'm telling y'all, even though I sound all over the place, everything is connected. And that's the point of all that. Everything is connected. And that's what I'm realizing, that God gave me this, and to walk in my full purpose, even if I don't know, to walk in my full purpose. Why? I get blessed with humility, with people just giving love, and that's my whole premise. Like, and I know I'm kind of going off, but it's been a minute since we talked and things. But if I showed y'all my notebook that says it's like a radical self-love thing, and the things that I've talked about in there are coming true for me now. The things that I've talked about in there are helping me to understand situations around me, to understand that this is confirmation, to understand that I'm on the right path, to give myself grace, to be easy with myself, in this journey that I'm taking. Thank you so much to Tawnya for, like, the time that she took. That's what sits with me. And being an empath, and being able to feel, and just knowing the time that she took, the care that she took, the love that she put in this. That's why when people talk about the love in the food, that's how you gotta conceptualize, that's how you gotta think of it. You just have to see the visualization of the outpouring of love. I see her sitting wherever she was, creating this. I see that. And that's how I'm able to be grateful. That's how I'm able to be thankful. Because I can feel the love that she took to do this. I can feel the love from Scott Van Bam when they sent the seed packets. You see what I'm saying? I can feel the love when Scott Van Bam, I'm about to cry for real. I'm emotional. But I can feel the love when Scott Van Bam thought of me and mentioned me to seed the fork. That's how I know this is for me. And that's how I can start trusting myself and to be open and to be vulnerable and to know, like I said, that I am on the right path. Like, y'all don't understand. Y'all just don't understand because I don't really talk about it. I talk about bits and pieces, but I am just so touched and so moved, and I just know that you all, this community has given me everything I needed when I was in a place where I did not know what I was going to do. I was very chaotic in my mind. I didn't know so many things. But if it weren't for you, if it weren't for my neighbors being like, my neighbors saying things to me that they have known me since I was in high school. You see what I'm saying? And my neighbors are like, oh, what do you have there? Oh, I see you growing. A neighbor that has never talked to me a day in their life, excuse me, that lives across the street from the neighbor that I grow things. She was like, I love what you're doing with your garden. I see you. I love what you're doing. That just showed me that I'm being watched and I didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? That for once in my life, my actions are matching. Everything is with me is matching. That's why my mind is so blown. That's why sometimes I cannot believe that I deserve this love, because for so long, the cycles that I have been in, I am right now the most confident, the most happy, the most everything that I can be right now in this moment. And I'm just so grateful for that. The tears, me crying, brings me back to being present, brings me back to knowing and believing. And that's why I just keep saying what I say. And just in her videos, like, I know I keep saying these things over and over, but it's like, it's in a feeling. It's like she said, it's like you almost don't have the language, but that is the language. Do you understand me? That is the language. Being so overwhelmed and so overcome is the language. It moves you forward to know that that is the language that shows you are on your path. Even though Jess and say Tiff from Still in the City and people are light years ahead of me. That's why Jess says, turn your waiting room into your classroom for a reason. They are light years ahead of me. But we are experiencing the same things. We are experiencing the fullness of God, the gratefulness of just being, of being able to teach, of people being able to message her and ask her these questions. God put her there. God gave her that. God gave Tiff that. God gave me Tawnya. These people are here for a reason. All of us in this community are here together for a reason. Jess has been touched. Tiff has been touched. Jess and her one single platform from Roots and Refuge has not only helped me, but raised $20,000 for a little girl with cancer and got just the goats that she wanted randomly. She did not know what was going to come from that. Do you understand? God gave her that. Just like God gave me. Y'all, I'm going to end this before I'm just so touched and I'm so moved and I am so solid in my foundation now. And I know what to do. And I'm so thankful. And I hope you feel that I am thankful and grateful to look around me and to know that there's food around me because I'm giving it to my community. Thank you. I love y'all. Thank you for being here with me. Everything through this, like, and since I'm here, kind of going to touch on this a little bit. I was actually going to walk in the woods and make this like a type of thing, but the message is not always how you envision it. And how I thought I was going to give this message is not how I'm about to give it to you now, because it's on my heart. So, um, like with the green stalk and with the lot, you know what I'm saying? Like I was talking to Jess about the green stalk, telling her why I hadn't got it up yet, and the things that I was, things that were happening within my life at that moment. And she was like, God blesses you sometimes even when you're not ready. And that has sat with me forever, because that has been has been within my cycle of the last decade. I've had so many opportunities, so many blessings from God to redirect, but I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't there to see it for what it was. And now, the same thing with the lot. I jumped in, like I'm a person who jumps in very hastily, because I'm like, I have this big idea and I know that it wants to get done, and this is why it turns back into turn your waiting room into your classroom into your waiting room. Because things you may not know about me is I don't have a car. So how was I going to get to the lot? I was depending on people that you know that I had to wait on them in order for me to get the thing done. Or I was going to be feeling like I was a burden to people, you know what I'm saying, because I need their help. Or um, you know, they might not share the same vision as I do with what I'm trying to have. So I may have ran into conflict, you know what I'm saying? So I backed down. I didn't speak about it. And it took me a long time to speak about it, because all these things happened in like July. It is now October. And now, over the last, like, and I haven't really, talked to many people about it or whatever. Like Jess knows, for instance, because she just is a person that knows, and I know that she knows. So that's why I share information with her. But over the last month, I got myself back in school. I filled out job applications. I had 2 interviews. I'm on a path to finally get everything done that I need to get done. But I had to sit back and understand that my great plan that I have cannot be fulfilled until I sit back and deal with myself. Until I sit back and, like just said, what you have, do with what you have in your hands. And I had to do with I had to understand that I had to do with what I had in my hands to make it to the lot. You understand what I'm saying? To make it to the green stalk. Now I have the green stalk. I would have had to, you know, if I'm selling a product for someone else, in order to benefit the both of us, I have to be there presently. I have to be there fully, because that is their livelihood. That is me speaking on their business, and me knowing and me believing that energy is going to show. That if it's not good or negative, or if I'm not enthused or whatever, it's me knowing that it's going to show. Because I cannot hide my emotions. I cannot hide how I feel. So I've had things that come up in my life that why I wasn't able to achieve the lot right now. And I was down and I was sad and I was upset about it. But now things are turning around for me in a way, because I sat with myself. You see what I'm saying? I sat with myself and I said that this is what I want. Jess told me a while ago, when Jess and I first started talking about 3 and 5 year plan. I didn't do anything with it until recently. And now I have my whole 3 and 5 years planned out. Never in my life have I ever spoken to myself that way. Language. My language has changed, because my view about myself has changed. My worthiness has changed. The abundance around me has opened up to show me how to achieve, how to get to my goal. And if I didn't do with what was in my hands, I wouldn't have realized that. I would have tried to do things, try to make a way, but it wouldn't have been the right way. Even if it would have gotten done, it wouldn't have been the right way. And for me to be that open about that, and to be here in this moment, and to know that I'm going to post this, and know that people are going to receive this. Just the other day, I was saying to myself that, so many things within me I didn't do because of how other people were going to perceive me, or how the way I know that I want to move through the world, that other people do not move like I do. So they tell you, oh, don't do this. They don't support you. And I fell into that trap. And now, just unknowingly saved my life, which brought me to TIFF, which brought me to, Scott Fan Bam, which brought me to see The Fork. That's why I said this in my last video with the Scott Fan Bam. That brought me to see The Fork. That TIFF posted me, and that's where I think Tawnya came from. TIFF posted me on her YouTube and brought me this. At that time, I did not know that this was going to be happening. Do you understand? Give yourself the grace. Give yourself the fluid. Give yourself the ebb and flow of fluidity. Give yourself that. It is hard for us sometimes to be down on ourselves and sad. But you have to open your eyes and know. For instance, I told my friend, he's down about his truck. And things keep happening to his truck. And I told him, you may not have it now, but every time I talk to you, you're getting your truck fixed. You have an end goal with this truck. You want it to be a certain way. The things that are happening to you, to the truck, you're looking at it like, damn, these things keep happening. Fuck, oh my God. But not looking at it as, yeah, this thing happened, but it's getting me closer to my goal. Do you understand what I'm saying? Of course you didn't want, you would want to go out and be able to buy the part brand new without your truck having to break down first in order for you to get the new part. But your truck broke down for you to get the best part. Do you see what I'm saying? You got the best part to get you to your end goal. That's what perception is. That's why when you hear people say negative things happen to them, yes, but they don't allow that to affect them. That's what that means. You turn a situation, you make a tangible situation into something that they are trying to get you to believe in. And that's how you marry it. Do you understand what I'm saying? My belief and my depth and my language with God has changed drastically since I've first been back introduced. And my language with God and how I move is not their language with God and how they move, but they are the ones that introduced me back, if that makes sense. So, like I said, with my friend in the truck, with myself in my life, my traumatic experience happened in 2019. I thought I would never wish what happened to me on anybody in the world. But I know now that that is the most traumatic thing that will ever happen in my life. So everything thus far, using the same words that I preach to them, I can apply to myself. That's why I allow it to come out of my mouth. Because I allow myself to be impeccable with my word. Read the 4 agreements. I have learned to be impeccable with my word. I have learned what my language is to connect to other people. And I feel like the universe sees that. So the universe is bringing the people to me that connect to me, that understand my language. That understand that they can pull something from me even though we may speak differently. But you found something in me to understand my language. Like if I was to go to Mexico and not know how to speak their language, or go any country and not know how to speak their language, but you have food as a common denominator. There are things as common denominators for you to understand the language. And this video is about to be 30 minutes long, and I cannot believe that. But I just, like I said, I had a message and I had to give it. I envisioned this message to be completely different. I envision me giving this message to be completely different. But it's not. It's the same. It's the same message. You see what I'm saying? But I'm delivering it differently. And I didn't know. I couldn't control that. That's what I mean. He and him and his truck. Me and my life and my traumatic experiences. You and whatever else that you're going through. Understand that you may go through things, yes. And that shit is gonna fucking suck, yes. But try to have the awareness, if you can, to know that that thing is bringing you to an even greater thing. That traumatic experience gave me everything I needed. It grew me into confidence. It grew me into this community. Certain things were going to happen if my situation would have never changed. I was already, looking to grow food and it's for the same, and it's so crazy because it's for the same reason. That small town I was in only had one grocery store. The Walmart was 30 minutes away, and the small grocery store didn't have the food and accessibility to the things that I'm used to by being able to catch the train and go to the farmer's market. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I can go down the street to the store, but they didn't have the variety, So I was like, oh, I'm going to grow my own food. But it would have been different. It wouldn't have been my own. I would have been still selling food. Like, I was still looking to try to join farmers markets. I was looking up these things, but it wouldn't have been my own. It wouldn't have been my own, meaning I wouldn't have healed the way I was, because with that traumatic experience, that's what ran me into Jess. Because I couldn't watch Jess at first because of what I just left, and that's what made me run into Jess. And something in me just said, do it, and I did it. And now look at my life because of that. Because I listened to Spirit and it told me to do it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching me, for believing in me. That's why I continue to say what I say, because it's real. Because I am a testament of change. There are real people in my life that you all may be strangers to me, so these things are new to you, but there are real people in my life who can attest to what I'm saying, who can say that I was never accountable for myself, who can say that I was flighty and did all these things and didn't, and can say that I've grown. And that's what's most important. And I love you all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for just everything, for pouring into me. Thank you for knowing, like I said, my whole life is finna change because I finally sat down and believed with myself. When y'all first met me, I was kind of just going with the flow with these things. I didn't have anything concrete. It's like I knew that I wanted to do this, but I didn't have the things of concrete, and you gave me that. Sitting here with myself gave me that. Being present gave me that. Now I've got 2 job interviews. I'm going to driving school so I can finally get my driver's license to be able to, I'm going to work to be able to have the money to have a car now, so I can travel around, do things I do, because I'm trying to get a pickup truck, because I want to be able to drive around to the different cities that I live in, to people who cannot come right down the street to the farmer's market, or like me, I have to ask my mom, can I use her car? And then it's always a back and forth, because she's like, oh, I don't want you to drive my car, and da-da-da. Like, y'all don't understand the things that I don't speak about, the things that I face, the things that I'm trying to pick myself up from, you know what I'm saying? So you can see and know that me in this space right now is here for a reason, is meant to be. Like, before the year is out, I will have a car. Before the year is out, I will have 2 jobs. Before the year is out, I will be back in massage therapy school. Y'all don't know what, my life, I have a life now. I didn't even know what my life was going to be. The same neighbor that let me garden, y'all don't know. I used to cry to her every single day because I couldn't go to my mom about what I was feeling. And she wrote me, see what I'm saying? Took the time to write me letters and to show me things. You see what I'm saying? Y'all don't know what I was just going through, emotionally and mentally. Physically, I'm okay. Kind of. Physically, I can look okay, but mentally, emotionally, I was taxed. I didn't know. I didn't know what I was going to do. I couldn't decide if I was going to move back to Texas to be close to my daughter, or to stay here and build my life here, but then I didn't know. Then God showed me, by me doing this, by me realizing, hey, the same things I was trying to do, I can do. This is me. It can come from me. Me with the farmer's market, wow, that can come from me. It's very hard to believe that these things that I talk about now, looking back, because I'm still in the beginning stages, but these things are going to come from me. cannot believe that I'm going to be attached to this. I'm going to cry again. Because for so long, you guys. Okay, let me go. I done said about like 50 times. Let me go. But, you know, I love y'all. And I thank y'all, like I said, for being here with me, for guiding me, for understanding, for walking with me on this journey. Because it's the same with our commonalities. So thank you. I appreciate every last single one of you that watches this video or leaves a comment saying it in beforehand, you know, before I even know if y'all are even going to leave a comment or not. Like, thank y'all for doing it. Thank y'all for giving me new life. Thank you for helping me give my children new life. Y'all don't understand. Getting over my traumatic experiences and healing my trauma and understanding that I was holding on to so much trauma that I had with my mom and things around me, that my children were going to miss out on their childhood. I was not being a present mom for them. Do you hear my language? I never had this language before, because you can tell, because my actions were not like this. That's how you know that my language is real, that I have found myself, my calling, who I am, and I love you guys. I thank you guys for being here, and I see y'all later. Enjoy y'all day. Enjoy being here. Enjoy your senses. Enjoy. Just enjoy.